Hey guys, this is an experiment to see if my new method for priming my penny stoves actually works. When I went on my survival slash backpacking hybrid weekend, I forgot to bring the starter pan for these penny stoves. And that's important. And the way these work is you put the pan under here, you fill this with alcohol, you put the pan under here and you put some alcohol in there and you light it. And when you light the alcohol, it starts to flame up around the edge. And as it does that, it starts to heat the can up and the contents in the can. It starts to boil the alcohol and it creates alcohol vapor, which gets pushed out at a low pressure out these little jet holes and ignites. Well, when I went camping with my friend, I forgot this starter pan. So I tried, filling leaves with alcohol and using them as a pan. And I got it going, no problem, but I got it going and then I pour a little alcohol until it got going. But I thought if I had a starter wick around here that would heat up and heat the sides of these cans up without this pan, it would be a little better. Now, I can't take credit for this design. I saw this type of design on another type of stove. I don't know what kind it was. It wasn't a penny stove, but I thought I could modify my penny stoves with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour alcohol around here. I'm gonna set it down, fill it with alcohol, put a penny there, and then light this wick and see what's happened. So I'm going to turn the camera off now and you'll rejoin as I'm doing the process. And okay, here we go with test number one. This wick isn't quite as narrow as I would have liked, but that's the narrowest wick they had. I'd like a narrow one that actually licks up the side of the can, but we'll see if this actually works. Okay, it lit right up. The wick that is. Probably see flames coming off of it. That wick's kind of neat. It absorbs a lot of alcohol. That's almost a full cap full of alcohol I put around the edges there. Or excuse me, in that wick. And you'll know it's burning when the jets start to flame up. I wonder if you can see that. Now you can't really see that, but trust me, there's flames coming up. I'm hearing a sizzle. Parts of the wick, oh, it's lit. That's pretty great, actually. Can you see it? Can you see the jets? Actually, that was a really nice startup. Now, since that wick's not as narrow as I'd like, you can see parts of it are burning, which is what I didn't want. I think with a more narrow wick, it would just burn itself out, but that's a pretty good startup, actually. I actually kind of like that idea. Maybe after using that wick for a while, or actually using the stove, the unneeded parts of the wick will burn off. I didn't want to trim it down narrower because I was afraid that when I did that, the wick would start to unravel, but that is a complete success. I really like that idea. Now the only thing I'm going to have to do is modify my Blue Diamonds can so the whole thing fits in there because the circumference is a little larger. But anyway, that's great. That's a success. And many of you on YouTube that build penny stoves, you might want to adapt this idea for yourself because it's a lot easier than having the starter pan, which I forgot. So the whole stove is self-contained, so you don't have to forget anything. So awesome.